So if I were to start a personal brand in the year of 2025, this is the 6-step framework that I would follow. Chances are you're a content creator, entrepreneur, or a freelancer, and your social media page has low following and bad posts. It's probably because you're too scared to start and you don't know what steps to take, or you've tried countless of times and saw no results. Well, lucky for you, because after watching this video and implementing the steps, I guarantee that your business and personal brand will skyrocket and become a money printing machine. Number 1, finding a niche. The first thing you want to do is actually a quick exercise, and trust me, it is worth it in the end. So you want to grab a notebook and list down your top 5 passions and actually dial in on these passions, right? You don't want something that you mildly think about as a passion, because it just won't work for your brand. These passions need to be things that you think about daily, something that you're always curious about, and something that you could talk to a random stranger on the street with for hours. Like, they'll think you're either a lunatic in this subject or you're a guru and you're trying to sell them a course.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
Quick example of this is, say your passion is fitness. You track your macros daily, you do research on the most optimal exercises, and you just generally know how to gain muscle and lose weight. So to people, you're basically an expert in this field. Your DMs will be flooding with people asking you how you gain muscle, how you lose fat. And you can easily answer these questions because you're above the average person in this field. If there's something that popped in your head when I was saying this example, then that will be your passion. Your passion needs to be something that you enjoy exploring and something that also sparks curiosity and excitement. The next thing you want to do is list down your skills. So your hard skills like coding or writing, or your soft skills like communication and problem solving. And what you want to do is, with your passions and your skills, you want to find where they overlap, and that's where you'll find your natural niche. And this is what you want to base your personal brand off of, because this is something that you can naturally give advice on, solve people's pain points, problems, needs, and potentially getting money out of it. Number 2, steal like an artist. A good artist understands that nothing comes from nowhere. All creative work builds on what came before, and nothing is completely original. Andre Gide once said, "Everything that needs to be said has already been said. But since no one was listening, everything must be said again. Every new idea is just a mashup or a remix of one or more previous ideas." So you're probably thinking, whoa, stealing is bad. You're gonna become a copycat, a fraud, and a ripoff. Well, you're completely right. But the way we're stealing like an artist is to essentially not steal from one person or one source, but from multiple sources at a time. So to put this into perspective, every creator has stolen like an artist. Nothing is original. Like in the quote I said, everything has come from something before, whether it's a form of art, music, content, anything, any industry. Nothing is original. But if you are original, then props to you, because it's hard to be original nowadays. You're only going to be as good as the stuff you surround yourself with. Stealing from multiple sources is a way to essentially not be a copycat and a ripoff. Stealing from multiple sources like TV shows, movies, books, grabbing ideation from that, then grabbing the concepts of content creators like Alex Hormozy, Iman Gadzhi, finding a way to display your knowledge and value is how you steal like an artist. You don't want to just find an Iman Gadzhi video and replicate it word for word, edit for edit, because 1, you're not him, and 2, you're basically just a cheap knockoff version of that. Your job is to collect good ideas. The more good ideas you collect, the more you can choose from to be influenced by. Now, the way that you actually do this properly is to add your own personality, which will come naturally. You don't have to try, you just have to be yourself when you're creating your content, whether it's your writing style, your speaking style, your editing style, whether it's funny or serious. Once you add your own style, it will make your personal brand noticeable, recognizable, and an authority in that niche, because people know that you're either that funny guy, you're that serious guy, or that guy with super epic edits or no edits, authenticity, and value. And that leads me to something called scrolling with intent. So when you're on social media and you're scrolling, what you want to do is curate your feed to basically feed you inspiration in the niche that you have. So say you're in the fitness niche. In the previous example, like I said before, I would create a new account and follow a bunch of fitness influencers. And then I would go through their pages, like and comment, and just basically watching their content. And that'll make my explore page show me stuff I'm interested in. And because of this, this new account will basically be an infinite idea generator. What you want to do is block out maybe 30 minutes to an hour and scroll with intent. So just look at posts, things that you can replicate with your own style, write it down, and after your timer is up, you'll have a whole list of ideas on content to make. Remember, we're stealing like an artist. We're not being copycats, frauds, or ripoffs. Number 3, consistency and long-term growth mindset. This isn't a step, but more so a tip to keep you motivated and disciplined, because this is not going to be something that will succeed overnight. You will have to put in the reps, you will have to put in the hours, and sometimes you just won't see the results that you want to see within even the first month. You gotta find a style and formula that works for your brand and that makes you unique and different from the rest of the crowd. This is a saturated market, and you gotta find a way to really stand out and make a name for yourself. Thinking that you can walk in here, create a personal brand, get a bunch of leads, clients, sales, etc., and generating money like it's nothing. Only the top 1% really succeed in this because there's so many new creators hopping on the bandwagon every day. The global creator economy is valued at over $155 billion. By 2030, the creator economy is expected to surpass $525 billion. Now that is just the rapid growth the creator economy is experiencing, but if you keep on persevering with quality content, a clear message, and a strategic approach, that's all you need to beat the saturated market. You don't need an early start or a viral hit. You just gotta be consistent, keep on producing, and keep on creating. And please, please don't compare your day 1 to someone else's day 1000. That will only discourage you and basically steal the joy out of the whole process. You'll constantly be comparing your success to someone else's, and you'll just keep on feeling like shit about your own progress. Like, say for example, there's a couple of YouTube channels that just essentially blew up out of nowhere. An example is Learn by Leo. He only has about 5 videos posted, and he already has millions of views and more than 10,000 subscribers. Now from the surface, it looks like an overnight success, right? He created a couple of videos, got lucky, but you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. He could have been doing years of research until he found out a formula that actually works, and did the A/B testing on another channel and just completely failed for years. And because he failed over and over again, he finally found the formula that clicked and got him a personal brand that succeeded. And that could be the same process for you. Just keep on trying, failing, and repeating, and finally succeeding. Luck is when opportunity meets preparation. Something that you can do to avoid mindless posting and no improvement is to create a system where you produce, post, and analyze each and every single post and see what went wrong and what could have been improved on. If you just keep on posting every week and you don't analyze and look back upon what's going wrong, you'll never improve. Metrics like retention, shareability, likes, comments are all indicators on what you can improve on. If your video is not shareable, make it more shareable. If your video is not getting much more attention, make it more engaging. Improving stuff like that with each post will eventually bring you to the stage where you'll know what works and you'll just keep on doing it because it's getting you the results that you actually want. So don't be stubborn. Look back at your failures and learn from them. Number 4, leveraging short form and long form content. Now, if you're like most people and you've started with either Instagram Reels or TikTok, then you can easily funnel your audience into long form content such as YouTube. Now, the advantage of leveraging your audience from one place to another is that the YouTube algorithm will see that you're popping off instantly, and that will just essentially keep the ball rolling and have a snowball effect on your growth. And because we're going into more long form content, people are going to be watching you for more than just 1 minute, so they'll be getting a deeper connection into who you are, and that'll develop a cult-like following. Daniel Dalen is a prime example of someone who leveraged his long-form social media into his short-form social media. He essentially documents his whole entrepreneurial journey into 10-minute plus YouTube videos, and he cuts little bits and pieces of them and creates motivational edits using songs and sounds and quotes on TikTok and Instagram. So depending on which social media platform you choose to start on, leveraging them from short form to long form or long form to short form is always an additive, because that's just more eyeballs on your personal brand, and that's just how you develop a deeper connection with your audience. Not only that, this is where you actually start to make a lot more money than when you were previously on short form content, since YouTube pays you ad revenue for every 1,000 views, and getting ad revenue from things like TikTok and Reels is really small in comparison, like not even worth the hassle. Number 5, monetization. All right, now we're getting to the juicy part. This is how you get your 10K months, 100K months, and become a millionaire by the age of 22. So the 3 ways to monetize your brand is to sell your time through services, sell your knowledge, or sell products. So if you started by developing or acquiring a skill, you can easily sell it as a service through freelancing, coaching, or consulting by either offering that skill to others or offering the value of how you acquired that skill to people who want to be just like you. And those people that want to be just like you are essentially your cult-like following, which you've acquired from building your audience from ground up. Another way to not sell your time directly is to sell your knowledge. And this is the same exact way. By selling courses, ebooks, or webinars, stuff like that online, all digital, which means the margin cost isn't as much as a physical product, is one of the best ways to monetize yourself as a personal brand. And I know there's a stigma about courses being bad. Also, buy my course if you want to learn how to grow a personal brand. Just kidding. All I ask is for a subscribe and a like. I'm serious. No courses yet. Your audience shouldn't have any problems purchasing stuff like courses or ebooks from you, even if it has a bad stigma, because you develop such a deep connection with authentic and genuine content by using long form and short form content. They value your knowledge so much that they would be willing to purchase it. And now the third way of monetizing yourself through physical products by selling merch or anything you can really think of physically will take a lot more time than the previous 2, because 1, it costs a lot more, and 2, you need a much larger following in the millions to even think about selling things like this. Think about Feastables from Mr. Beast, or what's that drink again? Prime from Logan Paul and KSI. They have millions of followers. They can sell this stuff in stores because everyone knows them and they have tons of eyes on them. And finally, number 6, automating your personal brand. One of the first things that you should do after scaling your brand and earning a bunch of money from monetization is to reinvest your money into your brand and automate it. Now, ways of automating your brand is, say you make Instagram Reels and TikToks while you're doing YouTube as well. Now, a huge chunk of your time producing content in that will be the video editing. Editing everything and uploading everything will take so much more time out of your day that once you hire a video editor, you'll see how much more time you'll get back in your day to produce more high quality content while also having free time in a day to do other things, either business related or just free up personal time for yourself. Unless you really like the process of video editing, this is how you turn from a content creator or freelancer into a full-fledged business owner. Creating a team to delegate your tasks to will make this process so much easier and skyrocket your personal brand in terms of revenue and following. If your content is stuck with low views and bad engagement, this storytelling framework might be what you need to start blowing up. Watch this video here to turn your normal followers into lifelong loyal fans.